Hello, everybody. My name is Ashu. I'm from Philadelphia. So I came to do ayahuasca in Peru for a couple of reasons. Last year, 2020, due to COVID, my uncle, my best friend, passed away. And during the same time, I was dating somebody, she also left. And it became a very big loss for me to bear, and that spiraled me down in a couple of months of depression, maybe a month or two of drinking a lot, and then that dove me into meditating a lot, and that also didn't help as much as I thought as it would. So I looked, and I've been hearing about ayahuasca for a while, for almost 15 years, and thought of looking into it, that maybe there is some answer that I'm missing. And what I wanted to get out of ayahuasca was maybe an experience of divine. Maybe there is something that I don't see. And the thoughts during this whole time I was going through contemplated a lot about death. Like, what is on the other side? My best friend passed away. My uncle passed away. What was that like for them? And sooner or later, we all are gonna die. And that scared me, and that spun me down in a depression. There's no joy in life was left for me. So I came for ayahuasca, and during the ceremonies, people talk about ego death, and I mean, there are ways that I've experienced that conversationally in the past with my work with personal transformation. But for the first time, I'm sitting in a room with 17 other people who are going through the same experience, not same experience as me, but their own experiences with the medicine. But I'm there, and I took ayahuasca, and we have already, this is the third ceremony, and we've already gone through 2 other ceremonies where I felt safe to go deeper. Retreat here created that environment. People who are facilitator and everybody created the environment of having really safe, and it was home, and they really took care of us. And I could tell since I came here that they were doing it out of so much love and out of true service. So that kind of really helped in my third ceremony. So coming back to the ceremony, so I took the ayahuasca medicine, and I took I think it was the third dose of the medicine that I took, and I suddenly experienced that the being that I've created myself as, this Ashu who was born, started to disintegrate. So people relate to it that they have done the DMT experience that sometimes have. So it's my being started to disintegrate. So whatever self that I have, this went away, then this went away, and there's a river of I would say, I don't even know how I could explain it. Best I could say is like you started recording a camera, and the camera is rolling down the hill, and you see just flashes of just random stuff. So my being is disintegrating in this river which is flowing, and I'm trying to grab hold of something, and it's nothing I could grab hold to. Everything that I try to grab hold to, it's slipping, and slip to a point where there is nothing left in that river. It's just random stuff, and all there is my consciousness, that I'm just aware. And at one point I just stopped trying to grab hold of things, and I just let go, and I'm still scared. And there I started to pray, to divine. And I started to lift up. No up, it started to disappear, and I begin to come in the different plane of existence where there is still some stuff, but it's pleasant at this time. And I still kept praying, and that ultimately it brought me to a place where there was nothing. There was no river was gone, no pleasant stuff, but there is nothing. So my being is already this what I've born inside, or the age of 35 years, whatever I've created, layers that I put on that was already gone. And now that consciousness is in front of this infinite nothingness. There is nothing. And sitting in front of that infinite nothingness, my experience was that for the first time I came home. It was the experience of home, like this is where I belonged for eons. And before I was born, I was this nothingness. And the nothingness smiled back at me. And it has no form, but it just, like it was, there is no conversation happening there, but it's just, I know it's smiling back at me. And I'm asking questions, and it's a timeless, it was a timeless space where there is no existence of time, there is just is. And I'm asking the question that why did you send me to earth? Why was I born? What was my existence? And when I'm asking the question, it's not that I'm speaking. There's no speaking. It's just the question, like a awareness of question comes there, and the awareness of answer comes there at the same time. They both come at the same time. It's almost like I'm sitting in front of infinite nothingness in this timeless realm, and my consciousness, my awareness keeps growing and growing and growing. But all I could now here, how I could explain it is like I ask a question and I got an answer, but it's really an awareness is being created. And I started getting aware of, and this nothingness gave me an answer saying, I sent you to this world to play, and when you die, you are coming back to me. You are born out of me, of nothing, and you will die into nothing. And the fear of death that I had before disappeared. Like if this is the nothingness, if everything that I am disappears, and I'm going to get back to, in the end, I'm going to get back to the nothing that I started with. And this is the nothing that I'm sitting in front of, and it feels so home. There is like a sensation of eternal bliss. For the first time, I could sleep with my true creator. And what am I being scared of? There's nothing to be scared of. It's going to be okay. And there are so many other things that I can talk, because I asked all the other questions, and it was the awareness of that soul, that nothingness that I am, that ripple that I'm the ripple in this nothingness, has been born 1,000 times, and I've died 1,000 times, and we have played this game over and over again over the eons, and it's being played right now, and it's gonna keep playing. So my awareness during that interaction with nothingness, that infinite divine, was that I'm not this body. I am the child of divine. And that soul, that my true essence, has been born 1,000 times in different forms, and it's going to keep happening even if I'm in this current lifetime I'm not aware of it. And this song and dance is all world is created for us to play in, and regardless what we do, in the end it's going to be okay. And I don't know if you know, if this is what you're looking for, if whoever is watching this video, if this is what you're looking for, if you're looking to deal with some deep trauma, or some things in life that you're dealing with, because you for sure people deal with a whole lot of things, this could be a lot help. But if you're really looking to dig deep and go to a place where you want some real answers, ayahuasca could be a real help to push you there, to take you to a place where you could get some real answers about who you are and where you come from. So if you're so what does it take to do this kind of work? Well, one, it takes courage. And courage is not the only thing it takes, because most people have courage. They jump out of planes, and they jump out of, they do crazy things in the world, and of course that requires courage. But it also requires a deep willingness to go beyond things that you've never gone beyond. Because at some point, ayahuasca either willingly or unwillingly force you to let go of everything that you hold near and dear in the moment when you're doing the ayahuasca. And it comes back later. The awareness of everything comes back later when you're out of the ceremony. But during the ceremony, it would require that. And sometime when you're not willing to let go and you're holding on to it and you're in the medicine, that could get really painful. So it requires courage, and it also requires authentic willingness to let go for a moment. In ancient spiritual texts, they say Zeus traded an eye for the knowledge. Well, that's what it takes. Letting go of all that your ego and everything that you are, everything you hold near and dear, so you can, for once, see who you truly are. So if you're looking to, if you're willing and if you have the courage, well, I would, welcome you to experience this at least once in your lifetime.